We have an update on Anthony Joshua. For those who missed it, Joshua got into a car accident yesterday in Nigeria. He sustained minor injuries, but his two friends unfortunately didn't make it. A crash diagram has been released, detailing the impact. The two passengers seated on one side of the vehicle absorbed most of the force and were killed. Joshua and the driver, who were on the opposite side, narrowly avoided death. According to The Sun, a source close to Anthony Joshua's family says his injuries are not as serious as initially feared, and that he will remain in an undisclosed hospital for the next few days as precaution. Jake Paul posted this on X. He wrote, "Life is much more important than boxing. I am praying for the lost lives, AJ, and anyone impacted by today's unfortunate accident." Francis Ngannou says hoping for a speedy recovery for AJ. "And my sincere condolences to all those who lost life in today's tragedy." Chris Eubank Jr. says thank God our heavyweight champ survived that horrible car crash. And pray for the two fallen soldiers, Lats and Cena, and their families. I knew both. They were genuinely good men. Rest in peace, boys. Ryan Garcia says, man, just seen the Anthony Joshua situation. Makes me super sad. Praying for everyone in the situation. May God give you peace in this situation, Anthony. Tell the people you love that you love them. Anything can happen. Darren Till says, if you want to know how truly the world is, just go and try to watch the Anthony Joshua car crash, where he is getting dragged out of the car clearly not okay. And what are people doing? Filming. Not one with the slightest of concern. Let's film. Let me tell you. Ariel Hawani writes, my heart goes out to the families and friends of the lives lost in that car accident in Nigeria. Praying that Anthony Joshua makes a speedy recovery and is able to cope with the loss of his two dear friends. Unimaginable. The scenes are shocking and heartbreaking, and just another reminder of how fleeting life can be. So much loss lately, it's really hard to process. Alexander Usyk says this is an unbelievable loss. Cena and Lats were two incredible people who were not only part of AJ's team but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong, champion. And Tyson Fury posted this to his Instagram. He wrote, this is so sad. May God give them a good bed in heaven. Bryce Mitchell is fueling a conspiracy theory suggesting Jake Paul was somehow involved in Anthony Joshua's car crash.
Hey, if you don't let Jake Paul win, he's going to kill you 9 days later. Or just kill your two best friends. But somebody's going to die if you don't let him win.
Tom Aspinall says people who he thought were his friends have switched up on him since the eye poke situation at UFC 321.
Well, people turn on you really quick, you know, and you always hear it, don't you? Like, people start, maybe getting jealous and want to drag you down when you get to the top. I never really experienced that, to be honest. But people will turn the back on you quick and give their opinions publicly, even if they're your friend. And you think that maybe the fact is that they're not your friend. And they'll come out and say certain stuff and stuff like that when you have a relationship with them. And I just think it's I've learned, mate. I've learned a lot, and I've learned that the people who care about me, and there's a lot of other people that I thought that don't, and that's great learning experience, mate. I'm nearly 33 years old and I'm learning some good stuff for the future of my life, which is great. Well, I don't want to make anyone's year and start name dropping people. And
that's fair.
You know what? There's a lot of people who've been there for me who I wasn't sure were before, and they were, which is great. That's amazing. But it just brings people to light, doesn't it? You know, when you're going through some adversity, like, people show you who they are, which is great.
Daniel Cormier believes UFC fighters will earn more money with the promotion moving away from the pay-per-view model and shifting to an exclusive all-in-one deal with Paramount Plus. On the Weighing In podcast, DC said they're already getting more money. That's the difference. People always talk about, what's the UFC going to do for the fighter? I know guys now, well, pay-per-view's going away, what are they going to do? I know guys now that are making more money than they did even when they were making pay-per-view, because pay-per-views just maybe weren't selling as much as they used to. Whenever we were fighting and I was fighting John Jones and Anthony Rumble Johnson and having Nate Diaz on my card, I was making a boatload of money in pay-per-view. That's not the reality of today. Today, a big pay-per-view number was 600,000, 500,000. Pay-per-views just didn't sell as much. People are stealing it on streams. They're doing all of the things where the numbers just weren't great. I know guys now that said, hey, I can restructure with the idea that pay-per-views is gone. The UFC's like, yes. And now it's like guaranteed money. They're doing that. And the guy at the very beginning is going to do better. And the guy all the way at the top of the card is going to do better. They are giving these guys more money. Petr Yan starts his day by jumping in the snow.
Всем хорошего дня.
Joshua Van has been awarded his 3rd stripe on his blue belt in Jiu Jitsu.
Why you looking around? How you look around?
He look like who you talking to?
Why you look around, Josh? Already got stripes on it?
Gave him 2 stripes, but the way he rolled, we're gonna get 1 more.
Sorry, why you didn't have it in your bag, the belt? I went to go look for it.
Now he's a 4 ounce.
Israel Adesanya explains how he overcomes difficult times in his life. At the moment, Izzy is not scheduled for a fight, but recently stated that he's no longer interested in UFC titles and wants to take more risks and fight more freely like he did before he was a champion. He is currently on a 3-fight losing streak.
Nothing lasts forever. The sun will shine again. If it's raining, the sun will shine again. And when it rains, enjoy it. It's raining. You're alive. You're above ground. So no matter what happens, nothing lasts forever. Like, this is life. Always. Whenever it's here, I'm just like, cool. I'm in Thailand right now. I'm happy. I'm loving life. You know, a few months ago, I had like a dip, bad time. But guess what? I was like, you know, this is part of it. And I just stay cool because a lot of people, they let go. And this is why shit happens, you know? And 2013 was my worst one where I was like, man, is this how people feel before they themselves? I was like, sad. But I can never do that because my spirit is strong. And I have a good support system around me. And also I know myself. So nothing lasts forever. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Enjoy it all.
Urijah Faber gives his prediction for Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. The two are set to fight at UFC 324 for the interim lightweight title. Speaking to Helen Yee, Faber said, I got to go with Gaethje. I feel like he's the one that enjoys a knockdown, drag out more than the other guy. Not that Paddy Pimblett doesn't love to fight, it's just Gaethje loves to actually get down and throw fist for fist. And he's also got the Division I wrestling to kind of negate some of the biggest skill sets of Paddy. Paddy is a very dominant grappler when it comes to submissions and being aggressive with that. I think Gaethje has the tools to keep it where he wants, and I think that's going to give him the edge. Ilia Topuria's son submits Merab and then does Ilia's post-fight celebration.
Métele con la derecha y luego vuelve con la izquierda otra. En el hígado. Ahí, ahí, al suelo. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Ahora, ahora, tírate encima, corre. Finalízale. Eso, eso. Ahora, 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 ahora. Ahora. Vamos. Ya. Ha ganado. Bien, Huguito. Venga, tómate tu té. Eso es. Muy bien.
Mira.
Aquí. Vámonos. The winner is Huguito, el leoncito Topuria. Ha ganado. Muy bien.
Levántate.
Ahora te pongo el cinturón. Vámonos. A ver. Ahora estás a tope.
No, gracias todos, mi papa.
Mi papa es la...
Last week it was announced that the UFC chose to not re-sign Rinat Fakhretdinov, despite him being 6-0 in the UFC and winning his last fight by TKO in just 54 seconds. Many speculated that the UFC cut him because he just wasn't a draw to fans. Khabib Nurmagomedov recently gave his opinion on this and explained why he doesn't think it's fair. Khabib said, I feel very bad for US promotions, very, very bad, because there are so many hungry fighters coming and they don't like to talk. They don't like trash talk. They just come, smash people, and take money. And US promotions, they don't like this. They like trash talking. They like entertainment. I understand. In one way, it's business. But at the end of the day, this is sport. It's sport. One-on-one. You go alone inside of cage, and we'll see who is the best in the world. A lot of young guys are coming. For example, in my gym, I have a couple of gyms in Dagestan, and there are 500 amateur guys, and they all want to be like Khabib. They all want to be champion. They all want to take over the world, and they're all good. What are we going to do with them? Like, how are you going to stop them? It's very hard. Or just not sign them. Right now, I see some promotions, they follow the politics and just don't sign them because they're tired. Because all Nurmagomedov, they jump to the UFC and take over. In the last couple of years, they changed a little bit of politics, and I don't like this, to be honest. At the end of the day, like I said, this is sport. It has to be fair, and even in the last couple of years, we saw so many fighters cut. They cut so many fighters that don't even lose in the UFC. They just finish contract, they don't give them a new contract. Honestly, somebody has to talk about this, and I think this is not fair. This is what I don't like. Today, the grappling match between Arman Tsarukyan and Shara Bullet went down at Hype FC. Arman versus Shara ended in a draw. The match only went for 6 minutes. No one was able to get a submission. However, Arman got 2 takedowns. One of the main sponsors of the event tonight was Conor McGregor's Irish Forged Stout. On X, he reposted this. He said, "Forged Stout now live in Armenia." The MMA community was not very impressed with this match, or Hype FC as a promotion in general. The top comments on Hype FC's Instagram are pretty brutal. This user writes, "Why did I just watch? Waste of time. What the f was that? What a disappointment. If you undertake to organize a grappling match, please be kind enough to provide at least a normal platform for the fighters. Cleaning up, not organizing, fixing the result as a draw is a total shame. Submission would be if Arman and Shara had a normal fighting platform, not a classic boxing octagon. Worst main event ever. People paid huge money to see spectacular fights there, and in the end it was all a pre-planned circus. I regret spending so much time sitting there. All the people from neighboring village surrounded the whole ring and the rest saw nothing. And so let's never give organizations like this a chance again." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Jarvis Cart. It says, "Prayers to Anthony Joshua and the families. Life is so unpredictable." The second one's from Big Diesel Original. It's in reference to Tom Aspinall saying he already had surgery on one of his eyes and having another surgery on the other eye soon. It says, "Bro's having surgery on both eyes and y'all still talking shit on Tom. SMH." And the final one's from Zexter33. It says, "Horrible news. Prayers to AJ and the families affected by this tragedy." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.